How vaccines actually work. Professor Meows is here to explain. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. Many people are nervous about vaccines, but they're actually just a training camp for your body. A vaccine doesn't infect you. It simply shows your immune system a wanted poster of the enemy. How does it work? Tiny pieces of the virus are placed inside safe capsules. In this form, the virus can't replicate or cause harm. It is completely neutralized. Once the capsule enters your system, your immunity finds it and learns to recognize the intruder. Your defense cells memorize the virus's shape and build a specialized weapon: antibodies. Now, you're ready. If a real infection happens later, your immune system recognizes the enemy instantly and destroys it before you even feel the first symptoms. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. How steroids works. Professor Meows is here to explain. Meow always wanted to be ripped and popular, but the natural path felt far too slow. He didn't want to spend years chewing on dry chicken and broccoli, waiting for a few measly centimeters of muscle growth. Seeing others achieve instant success, Meow decided that discipline was for the weak and wanted it all right now. When his own strength failed during the very first workout, he turned to heavy artillery. Injected steroids, a synthetic hormone that commands cells to build muscle 10 times faster than normal. But it's a trap. The body detects the chemical excess and shuts down its own testosterone production, creating a lifelong dependency on the drug. A tiger on the outside, a disaster on the inside. His heart is pumping at its limit, and thickened blood poses a constant stroke risk. His liver and kidneys began to literally melt under the toxic load. A reminder that cheat codes in life are paid for with your health. In the end, the professor chose life. Now he lifts pink dumbbells, knowing it's better to be a healthy cat than an overpumped patient. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. How your life will fade. Professor Meows is here to explain. Life is a miracle of energy. Trillions of your cells work 24/7, burning fuel, just to keep your heart beating and your mind dreaming. You are a complex biological machine at its peak. But every battery has its limit, and eventually the power supply begins to fade. When the heart stops, the blackout begins. Oxygen disappears, and your brain fires its final, desperate signals to stay alive. This is biological death. Without energy to hold them together, your cells break down, releasing their components back to nature. But science says energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. Your atoms will become stars, flowers, or even other living beings. Death is just a reset button for the universe, so make sure your current level is worth playing. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. How drug addiction works. Professor Meows is here to explain. You're sad and lonely, your life is devoid of color, and then your friend Paws offers you a pill for your headache, claiming that after taking it, all your problems disappear and you feel better. After the first pill, you really do feel better, and for a few hours, you can't believe that things can be so easy. But there's a but. When the pill wears off, you feel worse than before. You ask Paws again, but this time one pill isn't enough. You take more, and when those run out, you can no longer imagine life without these pills. Your life becomes a vicious cycle and gets hundreds of times worse, and these pills become the meaning of your life. That's where life ends. But to prevent this from happening, you just need to say no before it all starts and start enjoying life and everything around you. Subscribe to know more. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. Energy drinks will kill you. Professor Meows is here to explain. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. Have you ever wondered why an energy drink makes you feel like a superhero, only to leave you feeling like a total wreck a couple of hours later? It's simple. There is no actual energy in that can. It's just a key that forces open your body's emergency reserves. You aren't gaining energy. You're borrowing it from your future self. Your heart is racing at its limit, your blood vessels are constricting, and your nervous system is hitting the red zone. But the scariest part is the adaptation. Your brain gets used to those massive doses of caffeine and stops responding. The more energy drinks you drink, the more you need just to maintain a normal state. More, even more, even more, until they kill you. Therefore, the best option would be to give up energy drinks and maintain healthy sleep and quality of life. Bye. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. Midlife crisis. What's happening? Professor Meows is here to explain. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. You suddenly stop in the middle of your daily routine and ask yourself, is this it? Is this all my life is going to be? Welcome to the turning point. A midlife crisis isn't a breakdown. It's a massive inventory of the soul. Old goals no longer spark joy, and your achievements feel like they belong to someone else. Time starts to feel different. You stop counting years from birth and start counting how much time you have left. It's scary, but this is where honesty is born. What's actually happening? You're shedding your masks. The social roles of the successful employee or the perfect parent have become too tight. Your true self is demanding attention, forcing you to reevaluate your values, your career, and your circle. It hurts because the old version of you is dying and the new one hasn't been born yet. But remember, a crisis isn't the end of the road. It's your chance to finally live the second half of your life by your own rules. But first of all, subscribe to see more content. How to wash dirty cash. Professor Meows is here to explain. He's broke, but he's got a genius plan. Meows robs a bank. He breaks in, grabs the bags, and makes a clean getaway. Now he's rich. But there's a catch. He can't spend it. If he buys a mansion, the cops will ask, "Where'd a cat get all this bread?" He needs to clean it. Meows opens a toy store. He sells one plastic mouse, but reports, "I sold 1 million." He mixes the stolen cash with the toy sales. He pays himself a massive salary as the CEO. He's not a thief anymore. He's a self-made businessman. He pays taxes on those fake sales. It's officially legal. Police ask, "Where'd the money come from?" Meows shows them his tax return. The cash is clean and the cops are clueless. Now the bank thinks the loot is just business profit. Now he can live his best life, but not long. But first of all, subscribe to see more content.